Recording in progress.
Hello, my name is Wahid Lutfi. Today is Sunday, and I'm just here to help you. Let me just share my screen to show you what I can offer you. Basically, if you look at my screen, you see MyWebUniversity free educational videos. I have so far 258 videos that are all available online related to computer science courses and computer science related subjects and topics. That the reason that I'm providing these kind of online videos available to you for free on YouTube channel is to just make sure I could serve you, and that you are one of these three type of people. One is that you just have a job and you just want to basically get some tutoring on your task of activities that you're doing at your job, and you want to do it better and automate it. So whether you write some programs to do it, or you're system administrator, you're a junior or senior level, you need some support with system administrator. Even if you're a senior level, I can still help you. I have done this for a number of years. I'm certified. I'm teaching at the university level, so I'm qualified to help you out no matter what level you have. But I'm here to be your friend and just to mentor you for your homework, as well as college classes that you're taking, college courses, and you need some support on some level of programming or database or operating system, anything related to computer science or computer related courses. In addition, if you are not able to attend college because it's so expensive, then these courses are for free on YouTube. All you need is a browser and internet access, and you can just watch them and just learn them and make some comments. Subscribe to my channel, first of all, because this channel is for you to just improve your life in terms of your job activity, your school activity, your future career. And basically this one, I'm going to add more videos, and so far I have added 256 videos. Some of them are on the topic of Python programming, C++, and database, MySQL, Sun Solaris, Windows operating system, and there's about 60,000 technical documentation that I have for multiple platforms, whether it's Mac, Linux, Solaris. Mac and Solaris are both BSD version, and then I'm talking about Linux, Ubuntu, which is Debian, and then Red Hat, anything, Rocky, CentOS. I have videos all available with Apache web server, awk, shell programming, a number of other videos that are available. So some of these courses, for example, the advanced level Linux learning, those ones, and there are courses for different chapters, teach you beginner levels, intermediate levels, and advanced levels. So you're welcome to watch those videos and learn from them. As well as I have basically, if I go to the newest one, I am also teaching videos in short, which are less than 1 minute on YouTube. That way you could learn one topic. So with that, I'm just covering a lot of stuff here. One of this video that is short, for example, this one is on Windows platform that I put it 2 days ago. And this one, basically, I'm going to pause it because
this video, I'm going to run the Windows assessment tool.
So let me pause this video for now. Basically, this short is teaching the Windows assessment tool, which is allowing you to get the speed of your hard disk drive, your memory, your CPU, any resources that you have. You're going to get the details information, because from time to time, whether you're a Windows administrator or Linux administrator, you need to get information from your hard disk drive. Even if you have a desktop on a Windows platform or a VM that running Linux, you still need to get resources like what is the speed of my hard drive. On Linux, I have a video that I show you the HD param, and then and this one is in the video that it shows 1 minute of just getting the resources on the hard disk drive or a CPU or memory. But I'm going to just make this video just especially for Windows. Now we have opened this one to show you that you can watch this 1 minute video or the longer video. So I will have videos for you. Basically, if you're one of those type of people that you need help at school, whether you're at the school or cannot afford it, you still can watch my videos and enjoy it and learn from it. Or do something good at work and you want to do it better, you can just learn from it as well. And then in any other cases, if you're just maybe a retired person and you still like to enjoy computer science courses from time to time, people watch these things. I do myself, but and that's me. A lot of people, they rather watch a short video that is more fun. So let's just get started with today's session. I'm your friend again. I'm mentoring you on these topics. Please make sure you go to the MyWebUniversity free education videos and just join the channel and then subscribe so I can offer you these kind of courses. So let me just minimize this window. As you can see, I'm on a Windows terminal here on a Windows desktop. So in order for me to run any command as administrator, I type in CMD here, and this command prompt shows up. Then I right click on it and says run as administrator, because you need administrator level privileges in order to run any command. And then they say, do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? Because I want to open Windows command prompt with administrator privilege, it is prompting me to, and then I say, yeah, of course, because without that one, if I just run the command, WINSAT command, it's not gonna do that one. So let me just open this other command prompt first to show you the difference. If I just open it regularly without clicking as administrator, this is going to show up. You see that it says command prompt and it says Windows 10, and it is dropped me to my profile Wahid directory is users, and Wahid is my home directory. So here, when I did it as administrator on the previous session, I open this one and I right click on it, says open as administrator, and this one, and basically it gave me a chance to just run it, and it dropped me onto Windows System 32, which is the Windows system directories, DLL, and executable files. So if I just do a directory here, this list is really huge. And then if I just do a dir/s for subdirectories, it runs for a long time. And it is going to just run it. This other window, I just opened it, I don't need it. So I'm going to just come back here and maximize this window, because we're going to use this window in order to just display more information. As you can see, I'm on an administrator, so you can see that dynamic link library of Windows, because there's all the libraries that are getting a shared object loaded, and then the executable files are there as well. So when you run like a notepad or anything, at this time I click on it, it is going to be a long time, so I'm not going to just speak too fast. Now I'm going to Control-C out of it, clear my screen, and then at this time, I'm ready to just move this window at the bottom here, and then just type in the command WINS assessment tool. So this is WINS for Windows, and then assessment tool, AT assessment tool. And then you do a /?, and then I'm going to do a pipe more because it's more than one page at a time. The /? is going to tell you that, okay, you have a command to just get help on it. And then Windows System Assessment Tool is just telling you the name of the tool that we are using is a Windows assessment tool. And at this time, basically, we have these arguments that we can type in, like, for example, assessment name, which could be the CPU, the memory, the D3 and D, and then the desktop window manager. Any of these arguments or features, any of them, you could type in these commands. And notice that sometimes, like, for example, if you want to do the pre-populated data, pre-populated data, that you can have these options as well. These ones takes a little bit longer, even though it's pre-populated, but the data is a lot more. So I'm going to just run a few of these commands in order to show you, so you can see the advantage of this assessment tool. And then you can see there's an option for running on different kind of variation. And then the last thing that I want to show you here is that you can do a -v. You can even do 2 -v's to get more verbose. And then you can also type in that -xml followed by XML file name. So we're going to do this one also to show you how you can do that as well. So let's just clear my screen again here. And then I'm going to say WINSAT. At this time, if I just want to say, for example, for memory, if I want to just provide no argument, I could just get that information on Windows memory, and you can see that it tells me how much time it took and what is the total memory and that is available here in terms of the system. So if I go, there's also commands that you can validate it. System info grep, not grep, find the string /I, and then we could say memory. So if I just look for the memory, this system information tells me all the detailed information, but I'm here piping to find a string, which is looking for a string mem, and it finds all the memory. So a total of 15 gig memory I have, and about 10 gig is available, and so on. That information is similar. And then I'm going to do -v here, -v for mem to get more verbose mode. And notice that it is telling me all the details here. And then the architecture, that's AMD processor, and so on. So if I just do stop one screen at a time, even it tells me the processor name. So that information, in addition to the memory, the level 1 cache, level 2 cache, everything is all here when you do the verbose mode. And then the block size, how much is per block whenever the specified block size is 2 megabyte here. So we could just do the same thing, and instead of memory, let's just do a CPU, and I'm going to do a pipe more to see if it is more than just one screen. It is not. But if I just do -v with the verbose mode, the CPU, and then pipe more, then it's going to just run the command, and it's going to be a little bit more than what I thought. And then here is the virtual CPU memory. The command that I specified is this, which is that command above here, and here's the output of that command. So you can get the resources for the CPU. Now let's get the disk information. So if you want to know the speed of your disk drives, you can say, for example, Wins assessment tool, and then disk. You can say disk and drive, and then C here. That would just give you the drive C and there as well. And then if you want to do a verbose -v and disk drive C colon. So this would give you the verbose on the disk drives. And then you can see that the information is all written here. I'm not going to read each line because it would be, the video would be too long. You just have to look at the video, and then if you stop, pause it, and read some of the area that interests you. But you are welcome to run this command on your Windows machine and get that detail here. So with that in mind, let's just run another command here, clear the screen. This time I'm going to say wins assessment tool, and I'm going to say features. Features by itself, if you run it, it is giving you this detail. And then let's just get all the features to see the level 1 cache. Some of the information we already got it from the CPU and memory, but if I look at the features with verbose mode, let's just put verbose -v after. So the verbose mode is the same whether you type in here or you type in before this. Some tools that when you run it with the application, the parameters not in the same order, it does not work because they expect the option to be first, then followed by the resources. So you're welcome to try each one of them. If you're admin, you are learning the syntax as you go, because every tools that they have, they provide different syntax. So don't blame yourself for not knowing every command in the word for something, and every parameter, every argument there. So if I just now, I did this one, and if I want to get XML version of it, I'm going to just say features.xml. So if I just save that file as, in addition that this is displaying on the screen, it actually wrote a file called features.xml. So let's see if it did or not. Directory O:\D. If you do this one, actually there's a lot there. So I'm going to say clear screen, directory features star, and like that. Let's see, that file did not get created. Okay, so it did not get created, and then the syntax might have been a little bit off. WINSAT, so you consult the documentation again, and it had a dash here rather than just no dash. So as you can see on that command line, when I did this one, I missed the dash here. So every flag that you put or option that you put, you need to just say that name of the dash XML here, like hit this, and then the name of the file. So here it says the name of the file. So I gave features.xml, and this time it's going to run the command, as well as basically I need to get a focus on the command prompt. So now it is, if I just do a dir features and .xml, this file got created today. And as you can see, the date today is just 10/16 Sunday, and I can see that this is at 10:08 it got created. So now if I want to open this file, I can do a more features.xml. It's an XML file. That's the content of it. Because it has all these tags for HTML, I want to open it with Microsoft Edge, for example. So you could say start features.xml, and that would actually open the features.xml and XML format and there. As you can see, because I associate the XML file on my Windows to Microsoft Edge, the default software, it opened it, and I could just read the same thing once assessment tool and all the version of the build and the detail, and then I could see all the data as well inside those tags that are there. And then these data are just basically, if you don't write it into a file, you could have just done this without the file. This is the exact output that we saw it on an XML file. When you do the dash XML, you could just save it into a file. You can also save this one to a file by using the greater sign to say features1.xml. So now I saved that one. Notice that the XML file with the features. So let's just look at the features. We have 2 of them. And then this one is much shorter because I just did this one. So let's see what I wrote on this one. Features 1.xml. and basically it gave you that output. So if we do the same output with -v, we already did that, but the output was not written fully. So I could say start features 1.xml. Now notice this one is just a small subset, and it says this page contains the following error. Error on line 1, document is empty. Below is a rendering of the page up to the first. So the redirection did not work in this case. The redirection, even though this is greater sign saying that go ahead, write it in that redirection, you can just save this kind of information with a PowerShell command. Okay, since I'm on that topic, I'm going to just show you how to save this documentation. Yeah, if the tool WINSAT does not have the option of that XML, can you just go ahead do the same thing with like PowerShell to just get this information? So you can just open a PowerShell command here, PowerShell. You can just right click here, and then this nice interface comes in, and then you can see that it is I'm on a PowerShell command here. Or you could just type in while you're here, you could just type in a PowerShell here. Your choice. You don't have to just get to that interface. You're already here, you can just open it. And if you just run some commands here, the commands are going to be like, for example, wins assessment tool -v, and then resources, features, and then you could just do that one. It will just run the same command, but notice this, it will just tell you you're inside PowerShell. Let's just use this other window. I want to show you the difference because I can type in, and this one is a little bit nicer looking. So I'm going to fall in love with PowerShell in this case and just use this one. Let me maximize this window also. And then I'm going to just say start-script, and then this command in PowerShell allows you to capture something. So I'm going to say start-script, and I'm say let's say features PowerShell.text. So I'm just going to call it that name, start the script, and then start a script. So let's see why start the script is not recognized. Start git help, and then I haven't worked on this one for a long time, so let me make sure that it is a start the script or something. Git help scripts. Oh, it's not the script, it is transcript. I just remembered. So I don't have to do that one. Let me just clear my screen, and then instead of a start the script, we just say start transcript, and that would just start it. You see that? Now we have a file called features ps.text, and then we already started this one. So whatever command I write here, the output will be written here. It is almost like a script command on Linux, and so you can capture information or just later on play it with the script replay. Here features.ps is the file that I want to write to. So now I'm going to just say, okay, run the command wins assessment tool -v for verbose, and then features. And then even though I gave the name of the XML, I have that option to write it to another file called, let's say, f1 fps.text. So this one is inside the features for PowerShell. Inside that one, I'm going to just name it like that. That way we could just see that the way in the command works, the output is written there. And then now I have a file called fps.text, which is, let's see where it wrote that one -xml. So I'm going to just stop the script first, and see if the other file got created as well. So I'm going to say stop dash transcript, and now the transcript, this file is written. So I'm gonna just say open this one with let's say Notepad. And this is a text file, so if I just say open this one with a Notepad, then you can see that the file is having all the command that I have written, and then the outputs are also there. And the output of the actual XML was not written because somehow that command did not get successfully written. Says I could not find that file. It was trying to create the file. It did not find that dash XML. So that option it did not work in here because it says that file supposed to be existent there in order to write it. So let me just do the same thing again one more time on this one. This time I'm going to just do it differently. I'm forcing it to make sure that we can start it with one of those files. So I'm going to say start dash transcript. This is how we should have done it in the first place. So start dash transcript, and then we're going to say, let's say we call it new.xml, whatever file we call it, it doesn't matter. Now I'm going to just say run the command. The command was wins assessment tool dash v for verbose, and then features. And we're not going to give the name of the file because we want to write that output to the file. So at this time, I'm going to type in a directory also here. And then I'm going to just say, okay, stop dash transcript there. And then now the new.xml file is open. So let's open Notepad new.xml, and we could see that the file is written, but the output of this one was just written on the screen. PowerShell did not get that information here. So it was written to another screen that was open on that one, and that's why we missed it. And so with that, I'm gonna end this video, and I will just figure out why the problem was written to that screen, and then if that is still a feature that PowerShell does not support, maybe we don't have a solution. But if it does, I will figure out a way to capture it on the console and redirect it to the right file and the output, because the output of the file, when you do this command here, this one is going to write to another window. It opens another window, and rather than just redirecting it to the same screen. Let me just see if this one is redirecting it also to the. This one might be better. Let me exit out of this fall in love PowerShell session and see if this one is going to do that work, write it to the proper console. So I'm going to just say clear my screen here, and I'm going to just say I'm on a PowerShell. As you can see the prompt here, I'm going to say start and then transcript, start dash transcript, and then I'm going to say just call it let's say new1.xml. So we could just write it on a .xml extension. Doesn't matter what you want to write it, or we could just call it .text here, or .xml, and we could just rename it later. So we could just have it whatever name you want to save it to. Now we saved it as new1.text, and then we say WINSAT dash v and features. Dash v is not shown because of kind of font color. So let me just run that one. Notice this one did not open another terminal. So now I'm going to just say stop transcript, because I started transcript. So I could see that file gets closed, new one. Now I say more on new1.text, and then the content of this time, and we capture it. So rather than that other PowerShell, we should have used this one inside the terminal, because we're writing on the same TTY terminal teletype window that we had opened it, and that solved the problem. So I don't have to investigate anything. Let's just go back to the file that we call it the new one.txt, and we just open this one file in Notepad. Like we did the other one, we just more it. It's similar, but notice that when we run the wins -v features, this is the actual output. So we capture that information into this, and then if I want to just let's say get rid of these other ones here, and just capture it all the way here up to here, and then get rid of this here, and then say file save as. So then I can say and just give it another name and say new one.xml. So we just overwrite the other XML file, and then close this one. Now we have new two files. One is new one.txt, and then one is new one.xml. What did I name it? Let's just open it again. Oh, because on the system32 directory new store, it did not create the XML file in this directory. Let's see, open it again, new one.txt. It might have written it in my profile, because I did not by default, wherever my directory is that I'm saving it as. I'm going to do a save as, and then make sure that I gave the right directory path. And notice here, this one was written on my document directory. So if I go back to the same file and just, I can just write it here under users, and then Wahid, and then rather than that, and just say new one dot, and just call it .xml. And then this one, we're going to change it to all. So it saves it as that. And then if I go here on this file, now on the document directory is that file is there, also on my users Wahid. And now this is my users Wahid directory. Let me just say new one.xml. So notice that new one, and then if I just say start new one.xml, that will just start that inside PowerShell, and then it says go ahead associate it with a type of file that you want to associate it, and then the content is still, it was not properly formatted. So just because we named it, it did not pertain it like that. So then that tells us that you have to use the application as it is and there. And then more a new one.xml, it is just a little bit different because of the syntax of the file that is getting created. So now if I just right here on the PowerShell, and then I say, what is the tool I'm using? It Wins assessment tool, Wins assessment tool -v features, and then -xml, and then say new two.xml. This time we're using the actual application Wins assessment tool. So now we have a new two.xml, and then that file might be able to open it with the application as we do, and then that looks good. So we just showed you a number of ways to just open the application, but what it is happening is these header files, information that we write programs in a certain format. So when you write it in XML file within this tool, it opens the header to just make sure it is an XML file. You can't just simply rename a file and save it as, or make a copy of it. So if I just make a copy of new two.xml and call it new three.xml, this one is still the same. So if I say start new three.xml, this file is still in XML format. So it is pertaining the same header information that is there. On Linux and Unix, you have a command called file. You can check it. On Windows, you can look at the property of the file. So if you go on the directory and then know that the type of file that is. So let me go to the directory where I have this document that earlier, the one that we created. Is it here? I'm not sure where I saved the other one. Let me just go to users. I know that I saved the other two on Wahid directory. So I'm gonna go to the C drive, and then users, and then Wahid. And then here we have some new file called, let me just say, search for everything that starts with new. So as you can see, as I'm going through this one, I'm just making a video. So bear with me with some of these kind of anomalies that we find, and we fix it. So now new 2, notice that the 3, if I right click on this one and look at the property, this is XML type of file. See, it says type of file XML document. Similarly, if I just do the 2, and that one is also XML file, all right? But if I just because I named one file new 1.xml, let's just look at that one as a property. You see it's XML text document there also. And then I wonder what, yeah, this is new 1.xml, and news, new. The names are way different. I must keep track of what I name it. So this is that. And then the type, basically, if it is a text file, it will tell you it's not an XML file. Since this is a text file, you can see a text. I cannot go modify this news.txt and just say, let's say I say copy news and dot text as a news.xml. I cannot do that one. Let me just make sure that news and the type of the file that is, it's all uppercase. PowerShell is case sensitive, but Windows is not. So I'm gonna do news in uppercase, so it finds that one. And then let's see what is in directory of news. In Windows, in the command line and PowerShell, the arguments are case sensitive, but the commands should not. Let's see, directory of star.txt. What we have? Oh, we don't have it in that directory where I kept it. News, okay. So I'm going to right click on this one just to test the path where it is. Users downloads. So this is a different, oh, there's a lot of files here, a lot of path. I could just, let's just copy this one, say copy, and then we put it on the path of, I can always go CD to that directory. Let's just CD it for the sake of information. So I'm going to, if I'm looking for that news file, these error are saying that I did not find the source file. In order to find the source file, I'm going to say dir news .txt /s. So it's gonna just look for it, and let's see if we type in. And this is still not there, so I'm going to go on downloads and then look for news. I'm going to directory news, and there must be under some other subdirectory. So when I do this /s, meaning search for anything with, I'm going to say search for star n star.txt /s subdirectories. It is really hard to see. So in this case, I'm going to open a command prompt here, And this is, you don't need administrator privilege here. So I'm going to say directory of store news.txt, and then with subdirectories, search for it under the subdirectory, wherever you find it, show me the path of that file. So this one is on Windows. It's a little bit slow in terms of, well, I have a lot of files. So let me just help it and go to downloads directory. I know it was on the downloads directory, and then I could do this. And now we found it is on this directory. It is a lot level there. So I'm going to just copy this path and then just paste it here and say slash news.txt, and then I'm gonna put it one level up on this directory and call it this. Now I go back here, and then directory of news.txt is there. So just if I just say now this news.txt is a text file, so I'm going to just say copy news.txt as news, whatever you name it, that doesn't matter. I'm going to give an extension of XML. So now I have both files here. I'm going to come back here on my users and wlutfi, and then I'm going to look for news. And when I do this one, notice that the two files that I open here, one is news, and that is on this one is saying, and the document type is text document, as you can see here, text document. And the other one, which I made a copy of it, I gave the extension of .xml. The extension did not make any changes on the header, but it associated with this one as a header file. So even though I associate it as a header, saying that this one with Microsoft, when you give the extension of .pdf, it automatically associate that file as a PDF. When you do associate that .xml is there, but the actual content of this file is kind of misleading you, because it is not XML file. So if I just open with Microsoft start a news.xml file, then you can see that this file is not going to be opened by that one, because it reads the actual header and says error on line column 4 document is empty. It actually thinks that it is not a Microsoft document. So this file is read by WINSAT, and it was created by WINSAT, so it is good. That we showed you a number of ways to do this one. I hope you enjoyed it. And here, if I just do a more news.xml, you can see this file is giving you the text information that was there. There's no tag of HTML. That's why when we open it with actual file to just read the headers and the tags, there's no tag on it. So that's the difference between a text file and an XML file. It has to have the protocol or the kind of format of an XML file. A JSON file, when you open it, if it does not have a JSON format, you cannot just put a few lines of text and call it .json or .xml or .pdf. It has to have the PDF kind of format. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Have fun, and God bless you all. Take care.